Finally, a show about you. A show where your questions, comments, and concerns are aired for all to hear. You have an opinion, and we want to hear it. Hosts Mike and Jenn have worked together for over 3 years and will provide you with the best intuitive information they have. This show has no limits. This show has no boundaries. This show is spiritually imperfect. Now, your hosts, Mike and Jenn.
Good afternoon, Michael.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Guess it is still morning for me.
Welcome to Spiritually Imperfect on WLTK-DB radio.
Yes. Wednesday mornings, 11 o'clock.
Where we still have no agenda.
12 Central. 11 for me. No, we don't, do we? It's going to be that way. Good morning, Jeanette. Hello, Carrie Ann. There's Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy?
I wanted to talk to the mediums out there. Not just the mediums, but I wanted to start out this morning, and if it's okay, if you don't agree, you can just tell me, Mike, shut up. I don't want to talk about that.
All right, go for it.
I want to talk to the mediums out there, and I want to hear, and again, this will just be for the beginning, because of course everybody's welcome, and we'll go into something after this, probably readings. But for the mediums out there, I just want to see if you could share your experiences on any problem areas you're having. Because I think it's nice to talk with others and share each other's experiences, because I'm sure everybody's either been through it, going through it, or will go through it in the future. And I think a lot of the times fear is the first thing that comes up, but I would just like to hear from people that are, maybe just taking that first few steps or been at it for a while. Just, is there anything you want to share and talk about? And then we can go from there. And it could be mediumship, it can be psychic.
I was actually just having this conversation with somebody yesterday that came to do a mentor session, and she just came out of a circle of mine. And her thing was, and I know we've all gone through this, I told her I still go through this, was the whole imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. We did an exercise yesterday, and it just came to her, and she said, well, it just connected, Jen. And I said, yes, when we take our overthinking out of it, when we take all of that out of it, right? And we have that full and total faith that we are connected, things just flow. So I think that that's the hardest thing right there. At least it is for me, even now, sometimes, is
and with that,
just trust that.
Yeah. And it's easy to fall into that, because let's examine why you feel that way. It's because it's coming through your mind, right? That's the only avenue spirit has to work, is through your mind, in order to get that thought into your mind, in order for you to convey that thought. So yes, that is common, that, you feel like you're making this up or pulling it out of thin air, which you literally are pulling it out of thin air, but it's through the spirit communicator, right? It could be through your higher self, your guide. It's got to come through the facet of your imagination, if you will.
Yes. So Robert is saying that his main problem is deciphering some of the things that we see. And that's something that I have been working on. I've been working on relaying exactly as I see it without worrying about the interpretation. And so that is a hard one, because I want it to make sense to me when it comes through, right? I want it to make sense to me. But I had to come to this realization that it doesn't need to make sense to me. Mm-hmm. It needs to make sense to the sitter. I don't have to try to untangle the story before I give it to them. I just literally need to pass on exactly what I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, exactly as it comes, without diluting it, without adding to it. So that takes away the interpretation aspect.
Yep, because
Again, it's hard to do.
yeah, the person sitting in front of you will understand.
Yes.
It's just like I was in a class over the weekend, and this is rare. And this was a person in the class. This is his first experience with mediumship development. He is like brand new. He is one of only 2 people that have ever brought up the story of the Corvette and my brother that's on the other side. So I'm sure some of you have heard this story, but I'm just going to tell it real quick to give you context. My brother, who's on the other side, who passed, there was an incident when he was still here where he got back from deer hunting and was unloading his deer rifle in the driveway, and it went off. It went into the garage, through a couple girders in the ceiling, and then down into the front end, into the engine of my other brother's Corvette. So that was a story that was like, at first we're like, oh my God. But now, and then it just turned into, we just laughed our asses off every time we heard it.
Yeah.
So again, as soon as this student that's in the class with me started talking about the sports car, because he already had my brother, I'm like, I already know where this is going. Holy crap. So he didn't have it. He literally did not have to say another word beyond, your brother wants to talk about this sports car. I instantly knew exactly where he was going. But that's the mind of the medium. We want to elaborate, and sometimes our mind gets in the way at that point, and we want to create a storyline when all we simply have to do is just follow the clues, the spark or whatever the thoughts that are coming through our mind.
Yeah, the information that's already there.
And you just follow it, but that takes work. It takes development. It takes trust. And I want to go back because I think Carrie put something in here. I have no control over mine. So Carrie, I can help you out. And this is super simple. You do have control. The problem is your mind is thinking, I don't have control. And this comes with discipline. Okay. So I always establish when I'm working, I'm working. When I'm not, I'm not. So if you come up to me and I'm just out and about and you start talking about ghosts, I'm just going to say I'm not working right now. Sorry. Some people may think that's rude, but I'm not working right now. But that's a discipline because spirit knows when I'm there to work, I'm open, I'm available, let's do this. But the moment I walk out of my office or the moment I stop a session, it's done. I'm back in the physical world. And again, Carrie, it's just about changing your thoughts. It really is. Because if you have that thought, I have absolutely no control, guess what your reality is? You have no control. Right. But I know without a doubt in my mind that spirit is 100% around us all the time. It's just getting it in our mind that that's the reality of it.
Right. So just really quick, I just wanted to say hi to Jennifer. Looks like Shannon's there. Neva, I'm going to miss some of you guys because the comments are scrolling. Cheyenne, I see some of you coming in from YouTube. Some linked pages. Thanks for joining us. There's David. Debbie says, hey, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah, Neva, that can be a challenge. She says she has a hard time feeling connected and then her monkey mind interferes. So that's where, again, development comes into play. That's where some things that you actually do outside of your mediumship in your everyday life can kind of come into play and help with that as well.
And I got to throw something else on that for you, Neva. And this is something I learned this weekend, again, in this mentoring class that I'm in for the next 6 months. I finally have an analogy that makes sense to me that's always been my thought all along. It's the thought, just like you say, feeling connected. I feel absolutely nothing physically when I'm connected to spirit. There is no physical sensation. It's in my mind. Again, I know, now this is just me and my experience, but I know when I shift my mind to spirit, I'm connected. That's it. I know it. It's not, I believe it. I know it. And again, it's not just believing that, but you got to train your mind to just get to that place of knowing that you are connected. And then from that point, it's allowing that whatever comes through, it's from spirit. And again, this is discipline and trust. But you have to trust that when you pushed your mind to the spirit world, everything coming through from that point is from spirit. It's not in your mind. And I hope that helps.
Okay, speaking of spirit, I want to just jump into a reading really quick. So this is a mother that I would have around me. She's very high spirited. She's very opinionated, and she never had a problem just letting her opinion be known. She did a lot for others. She's telling me that she was doing a lot for others, and that sometimes she took a back seat, and she was okay with that. There's one place she's telling me where she didn't take a back seat though, and this is in the way that she transitioned from earth side to spirit side. She was very, very I do feel that this was illness with her. She was very aware of that. She also had a big say in how she was taken care of. She's also telling me that she actually ended some treatment, and she was okay with that. She was actually adamant about that. She is saying that she wanted to transition at home, and that you allowed her to do that. And she is saying thank you for that. I'm curious if anybody can understand that, and then I'll go forward.
While we're waiting for a response, I want to talk about Tammy's question here. I take it. Oh, Tammy. It's for Tammy.
Tammy, very interesting, because when I saw your name, this is actually when this started to come through. And so from your mother, she's saying that it was, and I feel like you understand this, how important it was for her to be home, that you gave her that opportunity to do that. And that is one place that she really, really got to step in and say, no, this is what this is going to look like for me. She did, and she did, and she did. And she was happy to do that. But she really she's just letting me know that she really took control of the situation, and let her wishes be known, and that they were honored. And that's the important thing for her, is thank you for honoring those. Thank you for understanding why she stopped treatment when she did. And thank you for allowing her to be at home. She's also talking about grandchildren that were there as well. And she really is just saying thank you for allowing them to be there for her. That was, this sounds a little bit odd, but that was a good time in her life. She's telling me that there was a lot of actual like bonding and deep conversations that took place during this time for her. So that is just a thank you to her. I also feel like, Tammy, is there a day? I feel like there's a day of significance right around this time frame that she is referencing. So I'm just going to leave that with her love with you, and then you can just throw in the comments and let me know. Thank you, Tammy.
So here's random. So Tammy, the whole time Jen was talking, I kept feeling like I needed to talk about Fritos. I don't know where that came from, but I keep seeing a bag of Fritos, and I keep hearing, it's like weird because I get this feeling in my stomach like I need to say this. So I'm just throwing it out there. Whether it's for you or not, I don't know. I just need to talk about the Fritos.
Oh, she passed on your birthday, Tammy. Okay.
And then to answer your question, Tammy, about reading for others is easier than reading for yourself, there really is no difference. It's just in our mind, because we already have this phobia. Well, I know this person, so it's going to seem like it's just a memory or imagination. But that's exactly how they're communicating, right? They may pop in and trying to show you a memory that they really enjoyed, or a time that they really enjoyed. So it comes through as a memory. So it's not that you can't, it's just, again, we've all been through this, and it's common for mediums to talk about this, that they have a so-called hard time. It's just that we find it hard to be objective, but they do communicate the same way anybody else. It's just, you got to be open. If you ask your mom to send you something, just be open to receive it. It's there. It's just that we have to get that trust thing.
Tammy, just really quick, there's one more thing that I want to tell you, because it's in my awareness here. This is something about being outside. it's a patio, and I'm feeling like she's talking about coffee. Are you having coffee in the very same spot that your mother had coffee, is what I feel like. She's also talking about an old coffee pot. Are you using her coffee pot? Do you understand that? Because those two things are coming in very clearly. Is this coffee pot and this spot, this space? Yes. Okay. She's just acknowledging that. And you just have to know that she's around. She's right around you when you're doing that. Having that coffee is a good time to have a conversation with her. She's very aware you sit in the same spot that she did and that you are using her coffee pot, which is beautiful. Like, I just think that's amazing. Spirit always blows my mind still.
All right. So I'm going to go back here and see if there's any other questions. And then we'll move on from the mediumship chat.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, throw them in there for us.
Good morning to everybody who's just tuning in. We already touched on Robert, right? His main problem, deciphering some of the things we see. Yes.
Yes, we did. Hello, Robert. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so Facebook user coming in from a link. I'm not sure who it is, but the comment is, when I hold my granddaughter, she always looks in the corner and smiles. I think she's seeing a loved one. She is only 5 months old. And so what I have to say to that is that I do know that the younger children, they can see. They can see. They are very aware. All of those senses are open. Like, they just came from the spirit side of life. They still have that very much. Well, we all do, but they're very, very open to it. And so if your thought is that that's what's happening and you believe that she's seeing a loved one, I would have to agree with you. That's a very, very, very good possibility. That's what's going on.
And Gabby's asking, is a pendulum a good tool to connect with your loved ones? Anything that kind of distracts your human mind and allows messages to flow is a good tool. And really, that's what any of these divination tools are, whether it's cards, pendulums, insert random tool here. But you got to remember, everything is through the mind. Everything is through your soul. Everything comes that way. So it doesn't matter what you physically hold, as long as it helps you make connections and distract your human mind. That's the tool to use. But just realize it's not the tool that's doing anything. It's your mind. You're just allowing space for your mind to operate in that space.
Cheyenne has a comment. Are animals more prone to see and feel spirit? My mom's little dog will always look at her piano and whine at it for no reason. So Cheyenne, when I read that, a couple of things. In my awareness, I don't know what kind of dog. I feel that there's white on this dog. It looks like a little dog. And I feel I can hear hymns. Was your mother playing hymns? And there's one, I wish I could. There's one in specific, but I feel like it's hymn music. And the answer is yes. Your mother's dog can pick up on that. Like that residual energy of your mother sitting there with that piano playing that music is still there. And they can definitely feel that and understand that. What is this song? I can hear it.
The wheels on the bus go round and round?
No.
Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care?
Stop. Stop.
You asked me what's this song. So
it's a hymn. It's a hymn.
Oh.
Okay. Wait just a second. Oh, it's driving me crazy because I can hear it. And I feel like she played it a lot. It's going to pop into me at some time during this live, and I'm just going to randomly
You're just going to blurt
it out. Okay, so she has your grandmother's hymn books when she passed. I've got to, you guys, it's so
Yeah,
I
Tanya's
play it
saying just hum it.
I play it on the piano, and how could I have forgotten the name of it? It will come to me.
This reminds me of a game show back in the 70s.
I know, it's ridiculous.
If you
Okay.
start humming the song,
All right.
we can do it in 3 notes. I'll do it in 3 notes.
Okay, so he's a little Yorkie. She would play, and she got all my grandmother's hymn books when she passed. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that with you, Cheyenne. The answer is yes. Absolutely.
I know it always gives me the chills, especially when I get up late at night. My cat's just sitting there looking, like ignoring me. He's sitting on his perch and just looking towards one area of the house, and I just get chills. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just coming to get a glass of water and going back to bed because I don't want to know what the heck is going on here right now. How great thou art. Is that the song? Somebody just threw that in the comments.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Saved a wretch like me. Do you know that song? Like I'm just hearing the pieces of it.
I think
I know the damn song. It's making me crazy.
But it's been probably 3 decades since I've been in a church, so I have no idea.
Jennifer, Amazing Grace. Thank you guys. Like
there it
I
is.
knew it should have been so. I knew it.
Now everybody's Amazing Grace, Amazing Grace.
I was just putting the snips of it. Thank you. Yes, that's it.
Thank you. Jen was not going to be able to go through her
day. I wasn't. It was like just boom. Yes. So thank you guys.
I thought I seen another comment question up here. And now I don't find it. That's okay. So.
Even Deidre put Amazing Grace in our chat. Everybody knew it but me, and it was right there. All right. So, anybody have any questions? If you don't have any questions, then we'll just hop into.
Yep. If you want to put questions about. Yep, covered that one. I hope I did. That again, that's hard. Hard for people to read themselves and their family, but they're there. I have conversations with them all the time, and it's just you just got to you have to realize that again, it just comes with once you put your mind in that space, that's them. You can't allow that the second you allow that doubt to creep in, like I'm making this up, you just broke your connection.
Yes.
So.
Liz, I do remember that.
Oh yeah, she was on. I did a live last night. And she brought that up. I'm like, you got to tell Jen about that because I was like, oh,
what happened? Now I want it. Now I want to know. Yes, I do remember that. So, did he come through to you in another live, Michael?
No. She brought it up.
Oh,
because something happened to her truck.
Oh, no. Your friend dinged your truck on Saturday. Yeah, it wouldn't be my last ding. Oh my gosh. That makes me giggle. I'm sorry about the ding.
I know, I was too. I was trying not to, I was like, sorry, I'm laughing because it's not funny, right? But it's funny. Because he said it.
Yeah. Yep, spirit has a way, right? Oh, that's crazy. It's fun.
It is. So you guys have questions, throw them in the comments. Well, we can start.
And thank you for sharing that with me because I really like to hear those things. Just makes me laugh, makes me giggle.
Oh, and I wanted to clarify something here too, because I talked about it. I put a post up. So I clarified some things, I'll just leave it at clarified some things. So I made a post about not exclusively doing psychic readings when I do private sessions, and that still stands. I will not do just straight, like, don't come to me if you just want guidance, because I am moving away from that. I am sticking with mediumship. However, I want you to thoroughly understand it's not that I don't have that ability. It's not that I won't pull cards and do that here. It's just I will not just sit and do a psychic reading. So again, if I'm doing a mediumship reading for you and somebody comes through with guidance, whether it's your guides, however I feel it, absolutely will pass that along. It's just I've struggled with this dilemma for years, and it's just not my thing. There are far many more people that are just so talented with that ability. And I just think that if that's what you're looking for, I think you need to seek out one of those people. We all have our specialties.
Yes.
And I've always been pulled towards mediumship. That's been from day one. So it's not that I won't during like lives, absolutely will, but not for private sittings.
Heather, what kind of questions do you have? Throw your question up there and then I'll tell you if you can ask it or not.
Facebook user, have you ever, through a spirit? No. So you're asking, I think, the spirit show us what the other side is like. So I can only give you my perspective on this and my experience. No, because it is not a physical place. It is a place of the mind. So however our mind thinks or feels about the other side is what we will see when we pass. And I've read that in numerous books by people that have been under hypnosis, that it's a mental world. So whatever you create in your mind is what you're going to experience. So for instance, when I started reading those books and getting that type of information, for me, it's like when I pass, I want to go to a cabin in the woods. And I already have it pictured in my mind. It's on a small lake. I can already see it in my mind. That's kind of what I want my reality is, when I pass. And that's what it'll be. Now, I've also read that that's just to comfort you, to kind of get you back into that, space again, readjusting to be back in spirit. And then after a while, you don't need those visual cues anymore. At least that's what I've read. I really do not think that anybody has a true picture of what the other side is like until we're there. That's my opinion. I don't think we're supposed to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel the same way. Like when I'm reading, I've never seen it. No spirit has ever come through and given me a visual, but it's more of a feeling. And it is, like Michael said, and it's more of a feeling for spirit. And I've noticed that it's very individual, right? It's different. Just as we're very individual, we're still very individual in spirit. So it's going to be very, very different. It's going to be very personal
Right.
to each of us.
The thing is, we have to remember, or at least my perception, it's not a physical world. It's mental. You're a consciousness. But it's whatever your mind creates or your consciousness creates, because we don't have a mind when we're there. That mind stays here and takes a dirt nap with the rest of our body.
Dirt nap.
Heather's asking something. I'm sorry, but I don't even know what that is. Wards and talismans. I'm not familiar with that myself.
I understand a little bit about it. Heather, that's a really, really, really broad question, though. Basically, I feel like you're just asking about protection, right? A talisman. It could be, I don't know, everybody kind of has their own preference, but is that what you're talking about? Oh, Trudy.
I've had a past life regression, and it was mind-blowing.
How do I feel about them? I had a couple of trance healing sessions. I've also had a past life regression, and they were all very, very amazing. I do Reiki, like it's all energy work. It's how I feel about it. It's all energy. We're all working with energy, and we're moving energy, and we're manipulating energy in different ways to facilitate the healing process. And so I mean, I feel fine about all of those.
Yeah, the past life regression, it was by so Dr. Michael Newton. I've talked to him a few times. He has since passed, but before he did pass, he trained other therapists to work in the way he did and kind of adapt his principles. But in short, the session takes you into your your previous past life. So the one before here, he regresses you back to that point and then walks you through your physical death. And then you kind of take a journey through the afterlife. And it was mind blowing. And it was just odd that I was consciously aware at all times. I've never been hypnotized. But all it is a very relaxed state where it's almost like mediumship. You let your mind go to that place. And again, you just accept what's coming through and you just take the journey. And it was just amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. So Trudy says she's getting ready to do some of those modalities, which I think is awesome. Just like Michael said, just go in, relax, go in with an open mind. And I think you'll benefit from them. Do you remember the information, Michael, that you had?
I somewhat do. It had to do with, from what I remember, I was a farmer in Kansas. And it was weird. It's so strange, but I could still remember bits and pieces. But I was killed during a tornado. Go figure, right?
Oh, wow.
But what's interesting about that, because your mind always like goes back to like, all right, am I making this up? But what's fascinating to me was I'm always very terrified of storms. I just get very on edge. Like if I hear a thunderstorm at night, I can't sleep. No matter what's going on, I'm just awake the whole time. So it's always been like that. So it kind of relates to maybe that's why. Maybe it's a phobia because of what happened. But the journey through the in-between I can still remember bits and pieces of that as well. But it was working with my guides and pre-planning a life that was about to happen.
Trudy says, so you don't like the movie Twister?
I watch that all the time, though. That's what's funny about it.
So Jeanette's asking, when we're on here doing a reading, how do you not just have a lot of spirit coming all at once, or do you get 2 or 3 at a time? I think that comes with development. I think that just comes with working with spirit. It's not that they're not here. It's where my awareness or my focus goes. You have to liken it to this. If you're in a movie theater and there are a lot of people around, are you choosing to talk to all of them? Or are you just choosing to talk to the person that came with you, right? You're interacting with them. The rest of them, they're there, but they are not a part of what you're doing. And I hope that makes sense. Like they're there, you can be aware that they're there, but you just make that connection and that communication with one.
And again, it depends on your training, your development, and your discipline. For me, that was like day one. And this is where my guides come in. So your guides do act as a barrier at times. And for mine, if they're being disorderly, my guides are going to talk to them and say, listen, you either step in line one at a time or he's going to tell you to piss off. And I'm being perfectly blunt. And I've done that before when I'm feeling 2 or 3. I'm like, all right, look, you guys need to figure out who's coming first or I'm just going to ignore you. And I've done that, literally those words. It's like, no, one at a time. And they listen because they know I am serious about that. If you bum rush me, sorry, go away. No, I'm not having it. So it's a discipline.
And it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It does happen. I've had them try to interrupt, come through and it's the same thing. It's like, just wait. I acknowledge that you're there. I know you have something to say and we'll get there.
And are some spirits louder than others trying to get your attention? It's not that they're louder. It's just it's always the same amount of energy for me. I know they're there when I go to make the connection. And I believe in their intelligence, and they know, they work it out amongst themselves. So like a group setting like this, they know who may need a message, more over somebody else. So they work that out on the other side. So that person that wants to connect with somebody in your group, they're gonna, they're cordial, I would assume, just like we are. It's the same thing. If like three of us were standing there and somebody wants to give a message to somebody, we're gonna have that compassion. Okay, they probably need to go first. I can wait. So I imagine that's the same thing going on there. They know. So they're not going to do that. And it's rare that they come at me 3, 4, 5 at a time. It's one at a time.
Jeanette, I want to go back to you for a minute. I had an image in my awareness when I was talking to you, and I truly don't know if this connects with you or not, but I want it's still here. So I want to talk about this. This is a tree, and it's strange because it's a big tree. It's an old tree. It also feels like a lone tree. There's not a lot of trees around it, but there's dirt around it. It's like packed dirt. It feels like a very significant place. And I'm curious if that connects with you, Jeanette, or really, I guess, anybody. So I'll wait and see here.
I was just thinking, the love and light crowd probably listened to me for 5 minutes and go, he's going to hell.
The love and light crowd.
Of course, I'm just being funny.
I don't know, Liz, because the way that I don't know what kind of tree it is. It is big and it is old, and it stands alone. It has dirt around it. It's not, I don't feel it's next to a house. I don't see lawn, but I'm just going to tell you that it kind of has dirt around it, and it is a significant spot. I don't see the house, so I don't want to throw the house in there. I don't know, maybe Jeanette is not on anymore.
Oh, you were connecting with her. Oh, there she is.
Oh, okay. Your grandmother has an old tree that is in her front yard. The lawn is now dead with dirt around it. Would you understand this tree being a significant? Is there a pet buried under that tree? I almost feel like there's something very significant about the tree, and what comes to me is a pet. Do you understand that? And we wait.
We wait for Facebook comment. I keep feeling too that there's a decision waiting to be made, like whether or not we should sell the property or not, because I just feel I'm aware of this and I need to talk about that.
Okay, Jeanette. You just buried your puppy under a tree at your house. Okay. I'm sorry about your puppy, by the way. That's always a hard loss. Okay, I don't really know what else is going on with the tree, to be honest. I just it was the tree and the dirt when I saw your name. And so I'm going to go forward. We're just going to go forward with some other stuff, but if something else comes in on that, I will let you know.
All right. Want to pull some cards?
Yeah.
Let's do some cards.
Yes, I do.
I could grab the Rebel deck too.
Yeah, Tanya, it feels like that. There's also something. There's There's something about this tree though, but I don't want to, we were just talking about that earlier about interpreting it. So, okay. You've had conversations on what to do with the property. All right. Gotcha.
Okay. And of course, when your grandmother comes through, and I want to say this is typical of people that are holding on to things because of they fear of what the person in spirit thinks. And it's the same feeling she's conveying. It's like, once they're gone, they don't care. It's what you want to do, what'll make you happy, what's less stressful. So as far as they're concerned, they're like, do what you want, as long as it makes you happy. That's her perspective.
All right. Let's see what we got here. What cards do you have, Michael?
I have my Rebel deck, and then I have my John Holland Psychic Tarot.
Ooh.
So just let me know in the comments what you prefer from me, and then Jen probably has her. You got to use that other deck. You're always talking about, but you never.
I know, but see, I feel like that's a party deck.
This is a party happening here.
That's a party deck. That's
every Wednesday at noon.
You got to read the room and the crowd to bust that deck out. I am actually taking that with me on Friday. I have another soul circle to do, and they've requested that I bring those. So
I want to go to a soul circle.
It's going to be fun.
Hey, Jess, how are you today?
I'm actually really, really excited for it.
See?
Right.
Does she know about the party deck?
I don't think she's ever seen it.
Liz, this card's for you. Stop sleeping in so much. Wake up. You're missing out on some cool stuff. Of course, the Rebel deck doesn't say stuff, but I'm editing myself today.
Ooh. I just lost all these.
Oh, Jess, rub it in. Doing great. I'm in Cancun. Why are you on this live if you're in Cancun? I would be like,
oh my gosh, me too. I would too. All right,
4:45 in the afternoon, Liz, or is that 4:45 a.m.? I'm just being a wise ass. You got to specify.
I'm going to pull a card for Mariah. It's not the party deck, though. But I'm going to pull a card for you.
Buying activities right now, Jess says.
Mariah, a shift is coming for you. Flying free is the card that I have. And on the bottom, it says, I unfurl my wings and fly. So a shift is coming for you. I feel like it coincides with the beginning of school. I know that you have littles. I don't know if they're all going back to school. I kind of feel like maybe some are not. I'm not sure. But I feel like that's going to free some time up for you, and some big things are going to shift and happen for you. I know that you're working with energy. I know that you're in the energy world. Mariah actually took a mediumship course for me. Things are going to shift for you. I know that it's taken a back seat, but I also know that you have a passion for it. I know that you have the ability to do it. I know that you are committed to it, and that shift is going to come, and it is going to coincide with school. I feel like September, and when that happens, you're going to see some big shifts and changes for you where that's concerned. So I'm going to leave that with you.
Who is that for?
Mariah,
because I thought so, because I was like feeling into it too. Mariah, I'm just going to throw out what I'm feeling for you. So I feel you're in a place like you have what would be viewed as a very different approach to this work. And I feel like you're unique in the way that, I don't know, do you feel like you don't fit in with the regular crowd of mediums, if you will, psychics? I just feel like I need to go in this direction and talk to you about this. I just feel like I need to tell you to just follow your own path. Don't get bogged down in all the stuff that's out there. There's so much information out there. Okay. I would just suggest, and this is also from Spirit, just to, trust that feeling and trust the direction that you're being led. If something doesn't resonate with you, don't follow the crowd and do the same thing everybody else is doing. There's a lot of that in this industry, that there's a lot of carbon copies of people. I just feel I need to just, remind you, be unique, do what makes you feel right. And I'll just stop there.
I love it. All right. I'm going to scroll up and see who is still here.
Did we pull in for Shannon yet?
No.
So Shannon Moody, I'm going to... Interesting. So for Shannon, no, this is the psychic tarot. So for you, Shannon, it's the balance card. But let me feel into this, because I was kind of feeling something before I even pulled the card. I just feel like when I tune into your energy, I just feel like I'm going in like 30 different directions right now. I just feel like all these different, like, family, and then there's like your own stress about your identity and work, and I just feel like I'm just like, where do I start? Just feel into this just for a little bit more. And Shannon, you know me, you can just be honest if you're not feeling that way, but that's what I'm feeling about when I step into your energy. I just feel it's like you need to prioritize some things in your life right now. And like the card said, balance it out. It's almost like putting things in order. What needs my attention first? And it's kind of just go through that. And actually, I feel like writing them out will help, because then you can actually visualize it instead of trying to remember. And that's good advice for me too, because I go through this a lot. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling I need to say. I was reminded again today of Spirit's role. And again, reminding myself and people that they will not tell you what to do. That's not their job. That's like every day when I get up, I get that. It's like, you're on your own. They'll guide you, but they are not going to tell you what to do. They will never do that, ever.
So I want to talk really quick about a mother. She's a fall person. She is loving that fall is coming. She also went like all out on decorating. And it feels like it started in the fall. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, huge on Christmas. In fact, she is referencing, like, she would literally probably be pulling Christmas boxes out at this point in the year.
Like,
organizing, like very, very meticulous, very, very organized in her holiday decorating, and it started in the fall. She is referencing Christmas, that it's not too early to start shopping for Christmas. She was an early shopper. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to see if anybody can connect with that.
That may be for me. I'm not going to pull a Jen.
Okay.
Because as soon as you said that, I was like, I know that person.
Okay. All right. So really the message here is about, it's interesting because it's about, it's never too early to start, really.
Yes, it is, Aunt Sharon.
Yes,
it is.
It's like, it's get started, get prepared. Oh my gosh. So she would not only have be purchasing gifts at this point in time. She would be wrapping them.
This was all year long with her.
Yes. And I feel like it really amped up. Like this time of year, I just feel like it's real antsy that we got to get this going. We got to get this going. Did you not do a Christmas tree last year, Michael?
I didn't want to.
Okay. Because there's something she's saying about doing the Christmas tree. Like you didn't do it.
It was like last minute.
You just didn't want to do it. Interesting.
No. This is a woman that would have the main tree in her living room. And then for my daughter, she would have Christmas tree set up in the other room just for my daughter.
Meticulous.
And
very, very meticulous and very beautiful about the way that she did it. Stop being a Scrooge, Michael. Get some trees up this year and enjoy the process.
No.
Enjoy.
It is August. This is motorcycle season, dang it.
You don't have to do it now, but you need to stop thinking.
I will. I'll put a tree up at midnight on the 24th of December and then take it down at midnight on the 25th.
She's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy with that.
Don't tell me what to do.
Not going to be happy with that. All right. So I had to
think about that when you said it. I'm like,
you're like, oh gosh, I know.
Mother, she basically raised me,
Okay.
She was a second mom, but
Okay.
as soon as you started talking about Christmas, I'm like, bing, bing, bing. I'm like, seriously?
Because I was thinking the same thing too. I'm like, it's a little too early to talk about Christmas, but here we go. And that comes in not interpreting it right. I'm like, Christmas, okay.
But see, that proves a point with mediumship. You didn't have to say anything else. It was like,
No.
all right, yeah, you could have. But nobody else claimed it, right? But I was like, wait a minute, that's my aunt. I know right away, that's my aunt.
Okay, so she just came in to say hi.
Hello.
It's never too early to start something new.
Yes, it is.
There's always something to look forward to.
I'm in one of those moods today where I just feel like annoying people. You ever get in those moods?
Me?
I do a lot. Yeah, right.
Never.
Yeah.
Never, never, never.
All right.
Somebody's saying I prepare for Christmas all year. I love Christmas.
I do too, but
okay, I do not. I will be honest.
You don't like Christmas, or you?
I do not. I don't. I like what it stands for, right? I don't have anything against the holiday. I have something against the work and the disappointment and the cost. And I just think that it needs, at least for me in my little world, to look different and to be different.
It's gotten way too
enjoyed it for
commercialized.
years. I have not looked forward to it or enjoyed it for years. I do it.
I did for years because when family, our family especially, around the holidays, this is going back 10, 20 years, but every holiday around that, things were like literally people were getting ready to die. Every time the phone rang and I was like, what's going on now? So it took me years to get past that, but it always seemed like for an endless amount of years, things were just not good around that time of year. But I'm past that kind of.
Which makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Liz says to get your pumpkin spice eggnog away from her margarita. It's 100 degrees outside.
That's right. Bah humbug. It's about family and being together.
Yes, it is. It's about family and being together.
That's right.
And
that's what it is.
Make it what you want. Yes.
I love getting together and just hanging out and talking and just, it's not about the commercialized side of it.
Right.
That is getting annoying.
Yes. Thank you. That's the part that makes it difficult for me.
Yes.
It just is. Yes. Absolutely.
People are first time tuning in, they're like, that Mike.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Wow, he's just a Mike.
All right, Michael, we have 5 minutes. What do we want to do? Should we wrap it up with some cards?
Let's sing Kumbaya.
No, let's not. You start. I'll chime in.
I don't even know the words. Is it just Kumbaya, Kumbaya, over and over and over?
No, there's a little bit more. I love the white elephant game too.
What's the white elephant game? See, I'm learning so much today.
What? It's when you do a goofy present, a white elephant gift.
Oh, okay. I've just never heard it called that before.
What?
Yeah. I know, like, everybody's
we could sing Amazing Grace, Tanya says.
You start.
All right, Diana. Well, I'm going to pull a card for Diana. Yes. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. It's that over and over and over.
I like 100 bottles of beer on the wall.
100 bottles of beer.
Everybody's going to have that song in their head the rest of the day.
All right. Diana, healing the past. I step into my future with strength and clarity. So this is the card for you. It's really just about not taking forward with us things that no longer serve us, right? And leaving them where they belong in the past. And this was a hard one for me because, of course, things are going to change us. Things that happened in the past, they're going to change us. But we don't have to carry the actual hurt and all of that with us as we go forward. We can carry the growth and we can carry the lessons with us. So that card is just a reminder to just let go of what, don't carry it. Don't let it define you.
I pulled one for Jess Walton. So Jess, it's the victory and success card. I don't know. Let me just tune into this a little bit deeper, but I feel that even now, because I know you're on vacation, you said you are, but I don't know, I just feel like whatever project or something that's been in your awareness, something you've been working towards, I just feel that this is something with career, that either you've made up your mind or you're close to like making a decision, but I just feel like it's like they're saying like, congratulations for like finding your way. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to put this in words the best I can, but I just feel something that you've been like manifesting. And again, manifesting is not just sitting there waving a magic wand and go, wing, there it is. It's something you've had in your mind, you've been working towards, but I feel it's like coming to fruition now. And again, I feel drawn to talk about career. So I will just leave it at that and hope that that makes sense in some way. And have a drink for me down there.
Yeah, that sounds fun, actually.
All right. Should we just do one for the collective?
Let's do one. You pull one, Michael. I have my boring cards.
All right, then I'll do the rebel card.
Next week, I'll get the party cards. Hello, Howard. Thanks for popping on.
All right, so a collective rebel deck card for everybody. Yes, I want to work on mediumship. I felt like I've been dragging myself through life right now. I'll have 2 drinks for you. Sounds good. All right, so let's see what the rebel deck has for us today. I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling too that I need to pay close attention to what this card says. And I have a feeling I know what it's going to say.
Is it for you?
For me, I'm going to get the message, quit being an asshole. That's my take on what this is going to say.
Whatever.
And there it is. It does say it.
What is it?
You need a big effing hug right now, squeeze. So that's what I need. But everybody needs a big hug right now. I don't know. There is an energy in the air that I'm feeling today. I just feel, I don't know, agitated. I don't know why.
Do you really?
Yeah, I kind of felt that way this morning, throughout the morning. I was just like, huh. It just happens.
It does.
But I don't hide it. I share my agitation with everybody. That's why I don't have any stress.
You get a piece, you get a piece, you get a
That's
piece.
Right. Ask Sheila. I was annoying her all morning today.
It happens.
It's about sharing is caring.
That's right. All right. We'll be back next Wednesday.
We will. Oh, wait,
I don't know
no.
what day that is.
Oh, no, I won't. I'll be down in the area of Sturgis next week. I forgot to talk about
right.
that.
You're leaving.
I am hitting the road on Wednesday. to go to somewhere. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm getting on the bike and I'm doing it for 5 days, and I'll probably return with a tattoo that I don't remember getting, and who knows.
No, I did know you were going to Sturgis. I guess I just wasn't sure of when.
Well, it's going to be after the actual event because it ends on the 13th, but there's still more going on. So I don't want to go down there in full swing. It's too crowded.
Well, maybe we'll just have to have a party without you then.
I think so. Maybe you should have a guest host.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think I'll do that. So I'll think about it. I'll see if I can find somebody to join me.
All right.
For the day.
Hey, and I'll be on TikTok tonight at 6.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. So if anybody's on the talk, want to head over at 6, I'll be there with my cheerful personality.
And we will be back. We'll be back. I won't say next week because we don't know. I guess that's up in the air right now.
That's true.
We'll be back on Wednesdays.
See how I spring things on everybody at the last minute? I do this to Jen all the time. Oh, by the way,
guess what? On WLTK, right?
DB radio. Yes, Jen.
That's
where
right.
we're at.
And you know what? There's a lot of other really awesome shows on here too. So
there
you
are.
guys just have some time. You're scrolling, stop by, check them out. There's some great hosts and some other really great shows on here as well.
I mean, not as good as ours, obviously,
well,
but we're biased. All right.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Hey, guess what? If you're looking for Todd, he dropped out like 5 minutes into the show. He's got no internet.
Oh my
That poor
God.
guy.
So if your comments and your stars were a little screwed up, I apologize.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It's
no,
not.
you did great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. But if you have different feedback, please share, because this is my first show.
No, that was absolutely fine.
I love to see the comments come
Yeah.
up. Yeah. So that was great. Thank you.
No, don't ever feel stressed with us. We are so
We're easy.
really just go with the flow, and
And you can feel that when you watch the show. You guys are both just like, yeah, we're cruising on. Good. I'm messaging Todd. I'm like, do they want him starred? Do they want me to post comments? What am I doing?
oh no, it's pretty simple with us. we kind of page through everything and see what grabs our attention and go with that. So
Yeah. I gotcha.
I know Todd will, if people are like, will actually post a question, those get highlighted and that helps.
I start them.
Yeah.
So I try.
Yeah.
And if I heard you say, oh, we'll talk, you know, so-and-so,
Mhm.
I'd be like, oh crap, where's their comment?
Yeah, and that's so helpful. Thank you so much.
You bet.
But
All right, back to my
Yeah, as soon as he has internet again, originally he thought it was going to be 24 hours. And I'm like, okay, I got the rest of the day, but call Brianna, see what else she can cover. But then he said it should only be 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, good.
So you guys will have replay links soon. I assume he sends those to you.
Yeah. Yep. No pressure, no hurry. So well, have a great day.
Well, you too. Thanks for letting me hang out with you.
Oh yeah. We'll see you next time.
Talk to you later. Have a good trip, Michael.
I'm gonna try. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.